Hey guys, it is Sid Starwind, PlayStation Network, also on the YouTube channel Kate's Corner. You can come check us out, not just doing Fallout videos, but we've also been doing a lot of Pokemon Booster Pack openings, and got another channel where we're doing a bunch of blind bag stuff. We're actually going to get back into what we were doing, the survival run through, and there was, like I said before, there was just a few mods we did. We do have a fast travel mod, but it's not what you think. It is the vertebrate grenades, so you have to have discovered the area, and also at the same time you have to fly there. There's no quick loading. We have the mod to do that, and I try not to use that because it is a little cheap. Right now we're actually headed to the top of the map because in the last episode of this we were checking out the hot springs, and what we're doing now is actually following the note, and instead we have to go find a key, which is north of the vault. And even on really any difficulty, there's going to be enemies anywhere, but like I said, we're trying to do this on a survival playthrough, so that's why I'm trying to keep dog meat with me so he doesn't hinder any capabilities, because I'm not slightly going for charisma at first, but at the same time trying to get some lone. I also want to get some lone wanderer points in there. Yes, I know that's all kind of in the same area, but there's also other stuff that I wanted to get, like where you can connect the settlements and all that other stuff, local leader. Later on, at the beginning, that'd be pretty helpful to share supplies. See that tree little symbol at the bottom of the map? That's what you're looking for. And of course, if you don't have this add-on, I haven't been here before without it. I just assumed it'll be blank. Nothing will be here to discover or whatever. I don't know. You can leave me a comment below, let me know. Or if you have a video where you're running around or whatever, definitely leave me a link or something. But with this mod, this is what it adds. Also, later on, I'm going to try to add more mods, guys, where we go through and kind of check them out one at a time. And yes, I do know you can't carry too much, but I am a little bit of a hoarder. So after I get done with some of my that's one of the reasons I want Lone Wanderer, is because it gives you just a lot more carry weight to the little bit you get. And then, of course, I'm going to go for a couple points in a strong back. You had to let me move on when I'm encumbered, but I really don't want to deal with that because you get hurt a lot. And yeah, it does say you can fast travel whenever you're encumbered, but we got the vertebrate grenades. Normally you can't fast travel anyways. But also that does come with another price. There's only two ways to get the grenades. One is you'd have to go through the Brotherhood of Steel, which I haven't discovered yet, so I can't buy them. Two is you have to craft them, which means it takes actually a certain kind of ammunition. So it takes your bullets, and it takes three other ingredients, so you're not getting them for free. I mean, on the plus you do get a little bit of experience, but I see. In survival, everything's pretty much just horrible. I mean, the experience is great, 11 off of a bloatfly, but I'm also wearing a hat that raises my intelligence for that. But still, just remember, those things never come by themselves. There's usually at least two or more. It's just insane. And of course, it may be radiated, but every time you get a chance, fill those bottles up with water. Because remember, when we get to any kind of cooking station, it doesn't really have to be at Sanctuary or one of our settlements, but you can take three of those dirty waters and you can put them together and make a clean one, which helps in more than one way. You get water to hydrate you, you get water that doesn't have rads, and you technically lose weight because each water weighs like, I think, half a pound, so you're losing 3 and you're getting 1, so you technically lose a pound. It's kind of a all-around win. Plus purified water, I mean, later on, that's how a lot of people make their money right there, making those water forms. It's pretty crazy. See, normally I wouldn't worry about it, but since this is a survival rad storm, just sucks. It's the shop I built. I will go back when I start getting enough supplies, guys, and I'm actually gonna go make a video of each settlement when I build it up. I'm gonna start from scratch. I'll go through and I'll scrap everything and make sure I have enough supplies, and then what I'll turn around and do is I have a whole video. I may edit it later, but we'll see how long they come out to me. But I'll build each settlement up, in actually a pretty cool way that I want to do, and that way you guys can not only see that, but you guys can check out the end result. Plus, I can take all the experience I could get in survival, so it's always worth it. Once I get the stuff and set up in the hot springs, that's where I want to move on my actual base to. So like all my armor that I save, anything that I want to stockpile, I guess, and hoard during the apocalypse, that's where I'm going to keep it. Why not? It's got a giant metal blast door. I got the only key inside. Seems pretty smart in this house with holes in it. So I mean, I'm trying to get rid of my insomnia right now, because apparently that's what I got. But if you sleep too much, you can get all sorts of other weird diseases. In case no one knows about that, yes, you can get all sorts of diseases or whatever in your in this game, and you can't keep sleeping because now it says I'm parched. I need food. I need water. I can't just be like, I'm gonna sleep and sleep, or wait and wait. All the regular effects there. And in case, like I said, most people know by now, but in case you don't, with dog meat, yes, he gets his own perks, which is helpful, but he does not counteract the Lone Wanderer. He can't carry that much, but he is useful because he'll grab enemies and you can use VATS and shoot them. But also at the same time, if you really think about it, that Lone Wanderer one pays off. If you've played any of the game before, extra carry weight. Later on, it gives you more carry weight and you do more damage. When survival on, yeah, you already do enough. And then there's just, what was it? Oh, it'll add where you take reduced damage. That's definitely a plus. And the more action points. Some of these perks, I don't know if they've changed in survival. We'll know as we go through. But here is the base of the hot springs. Let's go check it out, guys, and see how cool it looks. Like I said, let's go check this bad boy out. Nice big old door, and all sorts of fun stuff. Floating crate. You always gotta love the gimmicks. There is a suit of power armor in here, and I found most of the pieces, but I'm missing 2. But this early in the game, it's still power armor. That's more strength. I can carry more already off the bat. And I don't know if all the pieces are supposed to be in here. If they are, please leave me a comment below and let me know, because I couldn't find them all. I found 3 armor pieces, which is still helpful because it gives me a lot of armor, and like I said, survival. It's just crazy. This is like the armory. You have an armor workbench, you're gonna have a weapon workbench. You got some actual weapons and some supplies. I mean, I do go through and kind of ransack a little bit. I will set it back up later, the more of the way I like it. Maybe a little more organized, but because some of this stuff I'm just going to stick back and let it, sit in the workshop so that way I can build stuff. And we'll go back and decorate it when we're done with all that. Bullets are always great. There's actually a couple other mods I was looking at I'm going to download later and check them out for you guys. I know one is like a bunker under sanctuary where you could check out this dude who was able to replicate things, so you can pick an item and it'll teleport it in. Let's see. I really wanted. I'm gonna check it out to show everybody, but I don't want to abuse it too much because then I could just be like, oh hey, I need this item to build. I'm gonna replicate it, pick it up, replicate it, pick it up. It does seem kind of cheap. I mean, if you've already beat the game, it's whatevs. But at the same time, if I want to do like a build video, I could. But I mean, I like to go about and see what I can just actually find. More like I'm trying to actually test my luck, and in the end of the world. It just makes more sense to me. But we'll see how that plays through. I will show everybody that. And there's another mod that actually lets you. I have all the DLC. There's a mod that lets you build ammo, but I have all the different DLCs, like with the workshop one. And see what something like that would be useful for is, in here you can't build everything. You can't build water stuff. You can't build some of the defense stuff because you don't need it in here. So like inside here, I wouldn't be able to build a workshop stuff. It'd be pointless. So if I could just come over here to like the chem station and mix up some stuff and make some bullets, that would be neat. give me, a little bit of experience while I'm at it. But at the same time, I'm going to take the outside area of the hot springs where all those trees are up on the hill, and I want to kind of clear it out. Maybe make like a little base, I guess, up there, maybe for a couple people to stay outside. The actual, maybe my companions. I'll send a couple of them here, maybe Nick or somebody. But at the same time, I was thinking putting like a power armor kind of storage thing up there, so you can kind of show off all the different ones. Keep whatever one I'm using down here. Might put like one of those maybe electric lock doors or something like that. But when we actually get to all the buildings, I'm gonna wait till I have enough supplies, so I don't have to, start making a video and then stop halfway and be like, great, now I gotta go hunt down metal. I gotta go hunt down whatever. Yep, little tiny vertebrate. And this place does come equipped with already a lot of cool stuff. I mean, there's your generator for your power. That's why every fuse box can generate 100 electricity, because it's water powered. This is more like the pantry, I guess, slash storage area. Crates everywhere, boxes, all sorts of fun stuff. Lockers. Like I said, when we get done, I'm going to take stuff, scrap some stuff, kind of try to redecorate, make this place a little bit more livable. And then when I'm done with all this, I told you guys in the last video I wanted to check out that space underneath Red Rocket. I never did that in the original one. I read this stuff and then I totally forgot about it. So we're gonna actually go through and check out the little cave underneath and see what all I've missed. Because I may need to run through my regular game, go pick up some stuff depending on what's in there, or I may just do it just to do it, just to see. But see, every room pretty much has a fuse box. There's also connectors already on the ceiling. All you have to do is just run the fuse box to little ends to them, and you'll be able to get power everywhere. Or if you wanted to put lights on the ceiling or something like that, since they have a radius of so far, they have them kind of all over the place. Whenever you go to actually connect them, you'll see them light up and stuff. And see, look, it already gives you a couple fusion cores, more ammo. But it just seems like having the ammo not the DLC, but the mod would be somewhat useful. Like I said, I will download some stuff, and some episodes will be, where I check stuff like that out. Maybe I can run through a couple I may do it to where I run through a couple cities. Maybe checking out some stuff while I'm gathering supplies, trying to survive, and turn around maybe just kind of thinking along the lines of running back to town and just to see what kind of bullets I can make. Because I'm pretty sure they did it just like the original, how the DLC worked. You can't make everything off the bat. You had to put points into the gun nut perk, which originally the gun nut perk lets you create better mods for your guns anyways, so your guns can do more damage, reload faster, all that fun stuff. Have a bigger magazine, better scopes. But and I know in the DLC you had to have that so you can make better ammo, and you had to get higher ranks. So that's why I want to check it. I'm hoping they actually went through and made it to where all the ammo is there, but where you require maybe not just gun, maybe actually, hopefully for certain ones like the plasma and energy, they actually required, some science levels and stuff, or other things. Most people would think stuff like that through, so this is more like the little workshop room. Yeah, no, I can't even touch stuff without knocking things over. And I say that, but not just for the fact of it has all this stuff, and yes, that was a ripper and a watermelon. It looks like an actual place where they store tools and stuff, but this is where actually the workshop is. To enter workshop mode, since you have to find it the first time in a settlement, it's in that breaker box I just passed. That way you can actually check it out and go through all that. Bathroom, because you need buff out right when you're on the toilet. And of course you gotta have some money. Running out of paper, I guess. I don't know about you guys, but that's gotta be some rough stuff to go with. It's one toilet, but it's got 2 showers. It's kind of useful. That's the only thing I don't really remember being able to do in this game, unlike the Skyrim one they made. Getting married. You can romance people, but at the same time, yeah, that's kind of really it. I guess that's how it is in this one, but that'd be kind of cool if they could make me have kids. But that was pretty much how that worked out, guys. Hope you guys liked it. It seemed pretty cool. Like I said, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna kind of tweak it up. So maybe whenever you'll see it later on, it'll actually look. We can actually have a video where I go through and just make this place look all sorts of, snazzy and stuff. There's the power armor. Yes, it is sugar bombs. But see, I'm missing the right leg and left arm. And like I said, guys, if it's somewhere in there, drop me a comment. Let me know where I missed it, because I totally can't. Actually finally leaving and heading somewhere. And I did this last time I went to Red Rocket, and I picked up a tire and I walked over here. And I told you guys, if you do little things like this, it helps just a tiny bit. I mean, some people, they say, don't make a difference, but every little thing in survival definitely does. But in the regular game it does. See, now I've got 2 tires. In workshop mode, bam, 4 rubber. Those weren't normally there. They were outside the green zone, which means I couldn't scrap them, which means I couldn't get supplies. But the way the game's code works, it's a tire on the ground. It's 4 rubber. Next time I head by, there's a traffic cone out there. I could technically drag that over there and get some plastic. Kind of a helpful thing to remember when you're coming up near a settlement. Just kind of chunking in there. And look, there was there it is. The cave I gotta go into. And like I said, guys, the rule for the saving was, I know you can only technically do it in survival when you rest. But we did download a mod that says we can save, lets us save the game anywhere we want. And I remember I told you guys that my rule is going to be, before I enter a big building or a cave, I'll open and use the press to autosave button. See, it says requesting an autosave. Yes, and it'll say you can't equip that item. Now, I can go in there. I cannot save it while I'm in there. That was the rule. So if I die, I still have to do the whole mole rat den, is what this place is called, over again, because it would be too cheap to pop around the corner and use the vats and pop off a couple enemies, hop around the corner, reload, eat some food, be at full health, quick save, pop around the corner, kill somebody when whenever my AP fully restores. That'd be too cheap. I gotta survive the whole way. Stuff like that. Or if, like I say, when I go to Concord, before I go into the building to help Preston, I can save it. Once I get all the way up to, the power armor, I might save it again before I grab some. Just because I could grab it, jump off, and fight the Deathclaw. There seems to be a lot of brain fungus, which, for anyone who's already played the game or whatever, it's how you make the mentats. And mentats is definitely cool because they're useful, but especially at low levels. I mean, who doesn't love the intelligence buff? Which is actually what I am going to work on putting on my helmet, just because internal database, whatever it's called, gives you +2 intelligence. It's mole rats. Of course, it said mole rat den, but that doesn't mean other weird stuff doesn't show up. Sneak attack. And since, of course, this is survival, you gotta watch what you do. You can't just run in there guns blazing. At least not at level 2 or 3. See, stuff like that happens. That's why I'm glad I got dog meat. Dude tried to pop up behind it, eat my legs off. See, like, I'm already so full of rads, I'm already getting down to 80% health. That's another thing. See, I just can't be willy-nilly going, I'm gonna eat this and this, just to get rid of this rads, because I gotta save my food so I don't starve to death. And yeah, I like to keep like 1 or 2 like mines, frag mostly, but later on if I can learn to make some plasma good. So whenever I get to a tunnel like that, I toss one down, start shooting an enemy like I did there without wasting my vats. And as soon as they get wind of me, what I'll do is I'll use my vats to use up all my AP to kill as many as I can, and then I'll back up. I'll just start backing up. That way when they come running down that hallway, someone's getting taken out with that frag mine. And while I'm waiting for them to get taken out, my AP is going to come back. See, like, I wanted to use my flashlight, so you know what? I don't want to risk it. So we're going to toss that mine down. So in case that way also, if I hear an explosion while I'm rooting around, I know automatically. Turn around and look at that hole. It's kind of a good heads up and almost like a good alarm system. Lots of glowing fungus too. I know that's used for other stuff. I don't really remember how long it takes for things to like come back. Like I said, I remember in Skyrim it was like 3 months for a plant to grow back, so I don't know if they're going to count brain fungus as that, but it looks like a whole entire nuclear reactor chilling there. On behalf of the Boston Regional Office, I'd like to congratulate you and your team on winning the 2076 Trash Buster Award for the greatest year-to-year waste reduction. Sincerely, Gerald Phillips, Vice President, Boston Region. Oh, see, they appreciate us. That's great. A couple bullets. Like literally a pistol and 2 rounds, it looks like. Yeah, I mean, let's just not, yeah, don't pay any mind to that. The gigantic nuclear reactor chilling in the ground. Too bad, see, that's the only thing I kind of miss. Too bad you can't take a fusion core. Of course, when they're 0, they're just ejected. But too bad you can't do like maybe they make a mod for it later, I don't know. Or they may make one now, I just have to look. But what I liked about Fallout New Vegas was when you had a bunch of used up energy cells, you would keep them here and there. I mean, yeah, there would be some that'd be, and the reason you didn't keep all of them was because sometimes they would be completely drained. That's no good to you. It'd be the ones that look like they would have like a little bit like a regular battery. Oh, this battery doesn't work. This toy, but it'll power my TV remote because it doesn't take as much energy. And then in that one, you could, on the workbench, would show you putting like 5 of them wired together, and you would basically hook the positive negatives up just the right way, and it would charge 1 battery up. So you'd be like, oh well, I sucked the life out of 4 of these, and this one is usable again. I got 1 new battery. That's what I was saying. They could be useful if they could make a way, to kind of maybe put a fusion core in somewhere, and then put in like additional ones, and let them recharge it. So that way, if it's got 5 charge left, and you find one that's got 20, you can pump that 20 in there, drop the 5 in there, it brings that up to 20, that 5 up to the 20 up to 25, and then turns around and you lose it. But until you get all the way back up to a full one. But then again, with New Vegas, that came with all sorts of perks you could get, where it took less batteries, you got more of a charge, or if there was actual ways you could just charge a battery, like that nuclear reactor, if you could just kind of stick a battery in there and suck some life out of it, something neat like that. Or if they actually had recharge stations that, maybe they had so much of a charge, you pop a power cell in there, fills up your fusion core all the way, or however much charge is left when you run it, turn around, try to drain as many as you can out of it. And see, I really got to be careful, because, see, I know when they raise the difficulty, that means all sorts of crazy stuff gets harder. In my other game, I've got so many lockpicks because I didn't care about the weight.
Sweet.
And they don't weigh anything, so I have like thousands of them. And this one I'm trying to be careful with everything, because even the bullets. That's what I was saying in the last video. I had too many nukes. Those things are 12 pounds each. They used to not weigh nothing. Now it's just like, oh gosh, it's like carrying 2 giant rocks in your back pocket that could pretty much explode and kill everyone around you. But and see, I'm just trying to check out some armor. And even in the bottom of a cave, you gotta be cautious with that. You wanna peek around. You gotta make sure no one's gonna come, because you don't want to be, changing your armor or changing your clothes or something. Somebody come running down the hallway out of the corner and either knock that. I mean, I'm pretty sure they can't just knock the suit of armor over, but try to take you out so they can take it. Something like that would just be not very useful. Or mole rats trying to shoot at you, or eat at you while you're trying to get back in there. It just doesn't seem useful. See, this pistol's actually got the mods I found in that. Oh crap! More on the roof. Stuff's everywhere. It's got the mods that some of the mods I found in that hot springs area. Little dot scope, little silencer, which is definitely gonna help me survive. This has been really useful, actually. I'm gonna make a crap load of mentats, I can tell you that. Alright. Let's see where we gotta head back to. Huh. I got a little room for inventory purposes, so see if I can maybe discover one place. Because like I said, I can sort of fast travel with a grenade, so I try to carry like maybe one or two on me, and if I have extra, I try to keep them at my house. That way I don't get overwhelmed because they're a pound each. And you really can't carry a lot of weight in this game, so. Random first aid kit, it's purified water by a water tank, but you can't get in it. I would love to climb up there. But that's what it usually was a goal I tried to do, and when I played normal, try to do every now and survival is, you know, when you get done doing like not really technically even a mission, but a run through, you know, a cave. Ain't about to play that game. See, there's one, so you know there's gonna be another one somewhere. I've never you ever have one bloat fly? Man, I'm bad. The other mod, actually, I did just get, it changes the threshold for the experience, because I didn't like the idea of you have to do so much damage to get the experience from it. It doesn't automatically give you experience if your companions kill it, like they did in New Vegas, but what it does is the threshold is dropped to the bare minimum, so as long as you hit it once, as long as you try to fight it, you're going to get something. Instead of saying, hey, you have to do so much % damage of health, or you get crap, so you just wasted all those ammo, or whatever you wasted in survival. It's more helpful. Just saying that way, you know, Dog Me's got somebody dragging around, and I can finish them off. I get the experience for it. Or, you know, something's running at me, and I start shooting at it. I hit it once, and he's over here fighting it. But yeah, I may try to do that in a couple of videos. Maybe when I finish running through a cave, or maybe when I finish completing a mission before I return back to, you know, basically return back to my whatever I want to count as base. Right now, I want to do with the hot springs. I'll try to discover another area, because not only does it give you a little extra experience, but you never know what you might find. It might be a good place to start the next little random conquest, or salvaging, or whatever you want to call it. Or it may help to get another quest, because that's the best way to get experience, turning something in. But of course, for most people who've played the game, this is Abernathy Farm, and I can't do a lot of stuff yet until they join me. Yeah, but there's always the beginning part where you can do a little work around here, gather up, I believe it's watermelons, and you can turn them in for some cabs, or
have anything to trade?
You can, I believe, get a quest from Blake to go save his daughter, which if you've already met Preston, you could be like, hey, I'm here with the Minutemen. If not, you can still help them. It's just different dialogue, because I've never actually come here before helping Preston. I started off the main thing. I'm just kind of venturing off, trying to get a couple levels so I have a little extra health before I fight that deck claw. And yes, I know he'll level with me.
Yes.
But at the same time, get some perks out there, so maybe I can have some good weapons, some good armor. That way when I go after him, I'm not just pretty much trying to run in there blindly and fight him and get destroyed.
My father would have told you it's the 3 L's. Land, labor, and love. You gotta have land to work, you gotta put in a full day's labor, and you gotta love what you do. Anyone who doesn't ain't gonna last long. Word of advice though, if you do start up a farm, be ready to deal with the raiders. Why do all the hard work when you can just take what you want at gunpoint?
Makes it sound easy. I'm just gonna come in and take it.
Do what you can to protect you and your family.
It ain't that simple. They're well armed, and there's lots of them.
It is true. They usually band together just because it's easier to go, hey, I got a gun. Give me half your food and you'll be fine.
My daughter Mary tried to stand up to him. Now she's buried out back in the house.
Exactly. Just shut that down real
21
fast.
Years old.
I'll take out one of your people. Now you're kind of intimidated. You don't want me to kill any more. There's not that many of you. That's one less mouth to feed. We're taking
Don't
half of
really
your
know.
food.
I suppose they just went on to other things. The raiders are certainly making the most of the opportunity. I don't have much to offer, but those raiders that killed Mary, they took her locket too. It's been in Connie's family for generations. If
And
you
see,
could
it's
get
weird
it
that
back,
the weirdest
it
things
would
that
mean a
people
lot to us.
try to cling on to for during the
Do you know where they're coming from?
apocalypse
Yeah,
would
pretty
take a
sure I
locket.
do.
We need
One of them
food,
mentioned
water,
Olivia
and
when they
ammo.
were here. My
But
guess is they're
I'm
holed
taking
up
a
in that
locket.
old USAF station.
I guess just because it seems like something interesting to trade. But this is a good place also to make, like I said, it does have the Minutemen
Excuse
kind
me.
of
Here for
thing,
what?
though, like you're
We
gonna
could
help.
use some help picking melons
Well,
if
if
you've
you've
got
got
But
something.
at the same time,
I'll
it
give you caps
does
for any you can bring me.
one of the first places to make
Did you say
friendly
caps?
with you, just
Why
because you
would I
can
want
stop by and
those?
it's a
Yeah,
bunch of
like
potatoes
bottle
you can
caps?
pick.
And because it's money,
You can actually
Well,
trade
at
with
least it
the
is
woman,
here in the
the
farm.
wife, up until you find the
guys pay
diner,
for things with bottle caps?
which of course
What have
that's
you
open
dollars
all
and
the time
cents?
anyways too.
that old
I don't think
stuff,
that ever closes
not too useful these
if they
days.
don't
Unless you're
die.
looking to stock up your outhouse.
I love Dog Meat in the background with his head like, what?
What are you paying?
3 caps per melon. Not a bad deal,
And
if you ask me.
for those who, if you get the DLC, this is a really good place to
Make it
drop
5.
a
Deal?
Deal.
food
But let's
processor,
keep it between the two of us.
because you
the
can
last
make
thing I want is another lecture from
the
my
foods
mom.
that you find all around the Commonwealth, but they're free of rads. And all you really need is something for power, food processor, and yeah, I know my strength is too low. Still trying to get used to using that power armor. In and out, in and out. But, like I was saying, you just need something for electricity, because the food processor is going to take some. And your really best bet would be to put something to collect in front of it, because it's going to fall out. Some people start off with a tub or whatever. Or, if you get the right ingredients, you can actually drop down in a little, like, not really a hopper, but you could put those too, but an actual just collect, I forget what they're called, but it's like a little collector thing. If you can remember, guys, drop me a comment. It goes at the end of the conveyor belt, and basically it
Miss
stores all the
Abernathy.
items until you come pick them up.
Here to collect the caps for the
Because there's
melons
one at
you
the
got?
beginning that'll actually, there's one at the beginning that's called a vacuum hopper.
Yeah. Here you go.
And it'll actually,
Thanks
like,
for
let's
your
say you
help.
put a chest or a crate or whatever, and you drop all these potatoes in there, the hopper will start pulling them out one at a time. It'll feed them down the conveyor belt. And usually all you do is that's maybe what I would do is make this like a little processing plant. Set it up, the potatoes go through, they get stored in the food processor until they're used.
Heads up.
And the easiest thing to do with potatoes is cloth. That's all you need, potatoes and cloth. And you can make, what is it called? I believe it's Instamash. It takes 3 potatoes and 1 cloth.
Lucy?
And it'll heal, it's food, so in survival that's really good.
I knew
And
you would
also,
help us.
it has no rads, so
Thanks
that's
for agreeing to help.
an even better super duper
Many
plus,
people would
because
offer
you can
help
just be
to
munching
strangers.
away.
Miss Abernathy.
And of course it'll
I
even be
know what you
labeled
were going to
preserved
do.
instant mash. There's all sorts of other stuff you can do, sugar bombs and all the other fun stuff. It requires, like, I think razor grain, corn, and like plastic, but instant mash is just the easiest one because it's 3 potatoes, which they regrow, and 1 cloth. Seems like the easiest thing when you're buying supplies from a vendor. Cloth seems the easiest to find. Plus, all that pre-war money I picked up earlier, that's cloth already. It really ain't worth much. I mean, yeah, you can. No, that's the thing. It's a lot of toss. I know I'm like 3 pounds overweight. It sucks. There's a big toss up. Some people say you could use it to. It's where it comes down to the survival thing. I could use that as cloth to build something, or I could sell it to somebody because 1 pre-war money is usually worth a lot of caps. But I mean, I guess it all depends. If you can sell it, look at that. Adrenaline. That's what you get from killing enemies. It goes up more and more. But every time you rest, it goes down. Hunger. All the different drug effects I got going on. Especially when you take the rad one. Yeah, it gets rid of your rads, but you gotta be really careful because it lowers your immune. Which means, of course, you have open to any diseases. So I'd be careful sleep and everything like that, because if not, it's just gonna get wicked, sick, and you're gonna have to worry about. I believe they actually had to add in another item to the game when they did this because it gets rid of diseases and stuff like that. That, and they also added in the effect of caffeinated, which is another interesting one I want to try out. Most of the Nuka-Colas have that, is what I've realized. See, I'm even already overweight. And see, as you can tell, I've got it effects because over here my AP, my bar cannot fill up all the way. It's got a little red dot. And then my actual, right now my rads are actually going down.
What is that? Some sort of
And see, that's
high-tech
the thing.
watch?
It doesn't automatically
Hey,
go away like it did. It
wanna buy
says
or
minus
sell something?
400, whatever it is, based on your
What have you got?
It
you
ain't
know,
a
rank
lot,
and perks and
but
stuff
I've got a
is
few basic
actually,
supplies.
it will go down that
Ammo,
much,
meds,
but
that
it's
sort of
over
thing.
time. Just like the healing. It's really low
Ammo
and over
meds.
time.
What
So you
kind
may
of
only get
basic
healed 5
supplies are
health, but
those?
it's going to be
Very
1
basic.
a
You
second.
wanna
Not
survive
going to
out
be,
here?
cool,
You
done.
need ammo and meds. So, you up for a trade or not?
Ammo and meds.
Sounds good.
See, that kind of flash was me getting hurt from being overweight, putting too much of a strain on me. So I gotta try and get rid of some of the stuff, but at the same time, not everything. I usually try to aim for some armor I don't need and I can break down. So that's the thing, is you can break armor down and weapons, but at the same time, you may need to get rid of some stuff to lose some weight. Like the power fist and some mines and stuff like that are kind of heavy. They're just going to give me steel, so. See? And see right there, she sells a shipment of cloth of 25. That's 25 things Instamash right there. I could take that from her and drop that in that machine and just go crazy with all this stuff. And see, I don't really know if I'm gonna. I don't really don't want to use grenades right now because it just. I feel like everything already dies enough as it is with the grenades, but in survival with the damage cranked up, pretty sure that's how I'm gonna kill myself. And see, since I bought that, I'm trying to see if I can't sell enough stuff to her just to kind of balance it out a little bit. I don't need 20,000 things. See, I got 22 purified water. That's 11 pounds of stuff right there. Whiskey, there you go. Who needs to drink? That's how I'm gonna get freaking messed up.
I don't think so.
Great. Maybe next time you can get right to the point instead of wasting
Yeah.
my time.
Get right to the point. Seeing as how I just had a couple of transactions with you, but hey, I guess you're just absent-minded from all the radiation to your brain. Crazy woman. And say they want me to go take out all those raiders and stuff. I actually probably will do that in the next video, just so we can get some more actual. We do here have a little combat here and there, but like maybe we can have a whole video just actual survival combat with other humans. Because these animals, you know, pop here, pop there. Humans probably take 1, maybe 2 hits of their. Say it's a satellite station. Quests are the same. It's just it's gonna be a whole heck of a crazy because they hit me. I mean, it's gonna take 1, maybe 2 shots if I'm lucky to take me down. And like I said, you don't heal fast, so it'll have to be hide around the corner, eat some food, and then while it's slowly regenerating, you try to pop people off. That's why I even said, even in the armor and all that, it'd be best just to try to sneak. It'd be your best bet, just be trying to. The more people you can take out that way, the better. That way, as soon as I can find me an actual rifle, I can modify it into a sniper. It will be amazing. And yes, I'm not wasting my grenades yet on my vertebrae and stuff. I'm just actually enjoying the scenery, walking back. Seems like a good way to kind of end the video. Enjoying all the fun stuff. Since he just kind of shot across there. Because I actually want to head back to the hot springs so I can get everything all fixed up and all that good stuff. And of course, every time you get a chance, definitely stop off and try to cook whatever you can, because not only is it going to give you food that doesn't have rads, but if you notice, that takes 2 things or more at me, which means I lose 1. So I have less weight to deal with. Like that weighs 0.1. It saves me on weight, it gives me food. So like I said, a lot of the stuff's a win-win. See, I'm still kind of a little overweight. 229 over 205, yeah, see. still a little overweight, you're properly fed. This is saying that extra 2 strength when you get when you hop in here would be great. Later on, I pump enough points into it, I'll be able to modify it and get some. You can modify the chest to give you 2 more strength, the helmet to give you, I know, 2 more intelligence, and the paint job does different stuff. I want to say sugar bombs actually will give me, I think it's like AP regeneration or something like that. I have to look into that one actually, guys, because I know that some paint jobs give you more strength. I know, like the Vault Tech, and another one gives you, like, if you're wearing all the pieces, it's like armor. See, I'm trying to fix it up, modify it, give me a little bit more armor before I go. Trying to get ready before I go rescue this girl. Like I said, you know, get everything all fixed up. See, Model B, I've already got him upgraded just a little bit, and I know that's gonna make a difference when they start shooting at me on armor. Even if I'm missing a couple pieces, I just have to hope they don't shoot me in that right leg. But at least this way I can go in there and find her locket for them and see what kind of reward I can get. And see, you can tell I've already scrapped some of those shells and all that other stuff. And that way I can, you know, get rid of all that and take care of all that extra space. But this is where it's coming to an end, guys. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time we'll actually go take out those raiders, guys. Bye.